Under the recently signed 2,580 crore rupees contract for 6 Pinaka regiments with Larsen & Toubro and Tata Aerospace and Defence, Bharat Earth Movers Limited will provide 330 trucks for 842 crore rupees. Officials have said that the 6 Pinaka regiments will comprise of 114 launchers with automated gun aiming and positioning system and 45 command posts, and these 6 Pinaka regiments will be operationalized along the northern and eastern borders of India, and its induction is planned to be completed by 2024. Ahead of the induction of Rafale fighter jets on the 10th of September, the Indian Air Force has written to the State Chief Secretary to monitor the high activity of birds in Ambala, otherwise it will be harmful to the newly brought Rafale fighter jets. It is to be noted that bird hits contribute to about 10% of fighter jet incidents, which mostly leads to irreversible damage to the engines of a fighter jet. There seems to be a problem of manpower at the bases to monitor bird activities, and the failed attempt to procure bird detection radar systems for the fourth time in the last 10 years. The Indian Navy has moved a proposal to urgently acquire 10 shipborne drones worth 1,240 crore rupees for surveillance and reconnaissance activities in the Indian Ocean region. The Israeli company Steadicopter has announced that it has developed the BlackEagle50 rotary unmanned aerial systems, which is powered by electric engines and can carry a wide range of payload of around 35 kilograms, and the zero logistic footprint makes it the perfect fit for a wide range of maritime and covert operations. They are adaptive to high-altitude flights, thus enabling their deployment in many high-altitude operational scenarios. With the aim to boost military modernization despite economic constraints, the Philippines president has announced a defense budget increase to $4.3 billion in 2021, which represents a rise of 11% over the original allocation for 2020, and this comes at a time when India and Philippines are all set to sign the deal for truck-based BrahMos batteries, and is holding discussion to equip the BrahMos anti-ship systems on 2 frontline Jose Rizal-class frigates. The definition of an Indian vendor has been diluted significantly in the recent change in FDI investment to 74% in defense production, as the government has announced that any foreign company establishing their units in India would be considered as a domestic company, which means that foreign companies would start getting same treatment which the domestic industry gets under the Buy Indian category. The Indian vendor should mean an entity in which majority ownership and control is retained by Indian citizens, and diluting the definition of Indian vendor will be a blow to domestic defense industry. A Chinese naval expert has said that India wants to distract China's attention from the border issue with India by exerting pressure in South China Sea. He also said that China must express firm opposition to Indian Navy's presence in the South China Sea, and it would lead to serious result if India sails its warship into China's 12 nautical mile territorial sea, and India will not be able to bear the consequences. The U.S. Deputy Secretary of State Stephen Biegun has said that the U.S. will push back against China's outsized territorial claims on the border with India, and the U.S. is looking at the possibility of formalizing the Quad group as a military alliance. He also said that U.S. officials will meet with their counterparts from India, Japan and Australia for a quadrilateral summit this month that will result in a new intelligence sharing arrangement among the 4 major powers. He also added that the US also wants to see New Zealand, Vietnam and South Korea to eventually join an expanded version of the Quad group. The Central Mechanical Engineering Research Institute plans to extend its research to develop long-endurance autonomous underwater vehicles for defense applications. The institute has already tested its AUV-500 prototype successfully, which is a 3.7 meters torpedo-shaped vehicle that can operate up to a depth of 1,000 meters. It can also carry mission payloads such as an underwater camera, lamp and conductivity, as well as temperature and depth sensors. The orders at Chinese shipyards have fallen by 5.6% in the first quarter of 2020, and a number of client countries have cancelled the visits of Chinese officials at their shipyards, as the co-location of military design institutes in Wuhan has directly affected naval projects in foreign countries. China has lost major export projects for the navies of Bangladesh, Thailand and Malaysia, while Japan and South Korea have decided to cancel international shipping contracts to China. After the Ministry of Defense recently announced its decision to prohibit business activities with Vectru Advanced Engineering Private Limited, which is related to the former shareholder of the Czech company Tatra Trucks, the current owner of the Czech company Tatra Trucks has clarified that Tatra is no longer in wrong hands from the last 7 years. The owners also said that the public image of their products is still influenced by the failure of people which used to represent Tatra on the Indian market, and the current management have worked incredibly hard to repair the reputational damage in India and return to this prestigious market.